different people out, you know. She's like, oh, it's
Hey, I want to go ahead and get this meeting going. It's 1:30, and we are going to run out of time and run out of schedule unless our main speaker can't get through here on the freeway. We shall see. Might be clogged up. First of all, I want to thank you all for showing up for another meeting of the Santa Barbara Real Estate Investor Association. We have switched our days, as you can see. We're no longer showing up in the evenings. We're showing up 1 o'clock to 4 o'clock on Saturdays toward the end of the month. I'm Dan Ringwald, president of the Santa Barbara Real Estate Investor Association, and we are off to a whole new venture. Took us about 6 years to get to the point where we're here at the Fez Parker. We started off in the pizza place, Rusty's Pizza. We were at Denny's. A number of different things happened on the progression to get to this point. But we're here, and so now we're shifting from evenings to Saturdays to see if we can catch more people to have a little bit of time, maybe out of town, other places, to come out here and spend a little vacation time in Santa Barbara. And a tax write-off, right? I mean, you all, as you go to these things and you pay for them, and you're running businesses, you can write it off. So that's an option. So the main website, Santa Barbara REIA or SBREIA, all this information that we talk about is up on the website. And for those of you that haven't seen the website for video, everything we do, we've got Zach over here, Shipman. He is a SBCC student. Zach, you want to stand up and say a little something? Come over here to the camera. I just want to let people know kind of what's going on here. Introduce yourself.
Hi everyone, my name is Zach Shipman. I'm a student at the City College. I don't have anything prepared, but my main focus is marketing. I like anything to do with lead conversion all the way to sale. And if any of you guys want to talk to me on the side after the meeting, I'd be more than happy to speak with you guys.
Excellent. Good job. Thank you, Zach. Thank you, thank you. Hey. So what we're doing here is we're kind of shifting the focus that we've done in the past, and we're getting more help like Zach. So as you guys end up building up your businesses and you want to get more help, there is the Santa Barbara City College, there is UCSB, there are interns working either for coursework, for money, or for a certificate of whatever their field is. And that gives them something to take out when they go apply for a job. And when I say certificate, that means they're working basically for free, okay? Which is really good for your business. But the tricky part is, can you give them enough to make them want to stay? So my job is to help train them, educate them, give them opportunities like commissions on sales. I get $400 for solar referrals. So if they help me get a solar referral and I get 4, they're going to get 2. So I'm splitting my commissions 50-50. It's not an hourly thing, so they do have to work for it. But I just want you to know that there's ways for you to help build your business by looking for these resources. And Craigslist is a good place to start. In fact, the easiest place to start is to go to Craigslist under the volunteer section. Say you're looking for some help, and you're looking for volunteers, and if you have SBC students show up, or you have UCSB students show up, then the next thing you want to do is educate them on the internship program, because a lot of them don't even know it exists, and it's a great thing for them to take when they go look for a job someplace else. You know, if they're going to be working for you for free, why not get some credit and a certificate? Okay? So that's kind of what's going on there. And Zach's doing a great job. So thank you, Zach, for making the calls, and he's going to help bring some more students here. Yeah, all right. So YouTube, everything that goes on is going up on YouTube. Michael, my son, is not here doing the videos. He's out of town having fun, and we'll leave it at that. And so he'll be back, though. We're going to talk about that whole thing on kids and relationships and LLCs and different things that you can build up, so I'm going to show you that. But in any case, YouTube, Dan Ringwald, you can go back there and get all the different videos we've done for years back and see what's going on there. Meetup.com, we've had people either sign up for our meeting through meetup.com or go direct to the Santa Barbara REIA website, which we had before. Doesn't matter. But if you decide not to sign up through here and you decide to go to the SBREIA website, sign up there, you really ought to go back here and just RSVP so people know who you are. Because what happens is, as these pictures pop up, and as you get active on this, then people go, oh, hey, there's Carl Cameron. I don't know that guy, but I want to find out about him up there. So I'm going to go look at the meetings he's been going to and what he has to do, because we ask questions like, well, what services are you looking for? What services do you have to offer people? And that's a chance for you to expand your networking, okay? When I start talking about what services you have to offer people, a lot of times people think, and I tell everybody that you should be having a coach. Doesn't have to be me, but you need to have coaches in different things. Like if you're going to the gym, you'd have a coach to kind of help kick you in the butt and get you going. And making sure you're doing the right thing. You want to have a coach, but you can be a coach. And most people go, oh, what if I get a coach? If you knew how to sew, if you knew how to fly fish, there are people in the world that want to know things that you might know more than they do. And you can make money being a coach. Even though you think you can't, you can. Because we're now in an age of the internet where we have the ability to tap into hundreds of thousands of people, which make it much easier for you to go, yeah, you just go down to the fly fishing place and do this, you do that, put some videos up. It's another thing for you to generate income. But you know what? It's not only a thing for generating income. What I've noticed is I start picking up this coaching thing, two things happen. One, you're actually teaching people how to move forward. They're teaching you some things that you didn't know, because believe me, these people, everybody has something to offer, to give. I had somebody that was helping me coach and turned me on to a really good multimedia site for social media and marketing that I hadn't seen before. It's fantastic. It's a link on our website. Plus, it generates more business, because some of these people will learn from you and they'll go, hey, I want to do this with you, when they may not have done it before, because now they know you and they begin to trust you. Because really, the whole thing about doing sales in the past is kind of done. Everybody can get the sales information out from the internet. It's really about educating people. And as you educate people, you develop relationships. These relationships turn into jobs for them, they turn into jobs for you. So it really makes a big difference, and that's why I'm saying it's important to coach. You go out and start doing apartments, and you start making money at that, you've got a valuable thing to tell people. Okay? So this is a place that you can start networking, putting some of that information up. Our agenda today, what are we going to do? Well, we did a little bit of registration, networking, wine and food. We've got more back there.
Wine.
Wine. If you haven't had the wine, it's back there. And we'll take a few breaks in between. We're going to talk about due diligence, legal Zoom, starting a business, coaching, 2045, investing in your future. Then we're going to go to our vendors, and we've got Linda Fliagas. I don't think is going to show up. She got a better offer at the last moment, so she's up in San Francisco. If you ever have a chance to follow her to any of the expo events she puts on, you really ought to go. Because the last one we did here a few months back had so many people that there were people that got deals going in that expo here that they couldn't unload their properties or do the deals, and that helped. But she has things where there's like, 200, 300, 400 people. It's a huge difference when you start getting around that many people and you're looking to network and do deals. So that's really worth going to. We've got Keith and Roberta. Yay! They're going to be up here talking. I want to thank Keith and Roberta. They are going to start bringing their members to this location on Saturday.
They're in the audience.
And you know who you are. Okay, pull up your hand if you came here with Keith and Roberta. Okay? So the idea is for you guys to start connecting with them more, start connecting with each other more, and start connecting with other people here that you may not know before more. And Saturday is a good time to do this. When we did the meetings in the evening, by 9 o'clock when we were done, everybody just went, I am spent, I'm going home, over. But now, at 4 o'clock, you can have some more wine if you got any left over, go down to the bar, the lounge, hang out outside on the patio, look at the view, and continue networking and developing those relationships that actually will turn into some business. okay? So it's a good thing. And I want to thank Keith and Roberta for being committed, because they're going to do that every month. They're going to bring people here, which I love that idea. Cynthia was going to show up. She is caught in traffic somewhere in Camarillo? Thousand Oaks. And she said the traffic is so bad that she finally just gave up. And Mara is here. And I don't think that you're going to speak for her or take a vendor table, and that's fine. But that gives you an indication that that traffic coming from Thousand Oaks to here can be pretty brutal. And I did have Terry Hill's secretary, who's our speaker as we move on. He said, well, maybe I could be there at 2:30. And I said, if you want to risk and gamble the traffic, you can do that. He's not here right now, so my guess is he's already either thinking he can get here later or already caught up in the traffic. So we have John Whitney that's going to be speaking to us at 2 about far infrared heating. And he's back there. Thank you, John, for showing up. Appreciate it. And I know John's got a lot of information, a lot of good information. So if it turns out that Terry totally gets caught in traffic and doesn't make it, then between John, myself, and Keith and Roberta, we'll keep you all entertained and occupied, okay? Terry Hill is supposed to be here at 2:30 and talk from 2:30 to 4 on commercial real estate. And I'd be very interested in hearing that. He's got a 2-day thing coming up next weekend right here in this room as an extension of his talk today, which is on commercial real estate. I personally am very interested in commercial storage facilities. Okay, so that's my personal interest, but he does apartments and all kinds of things. So if you guys are interested in that, you really ought to be listening to him. You ought to consider showing up for the couple of days. And then you need to do your due diligence. After we're done, we're going to give away a few free things. I only see 3 things up there, but I've actually got 4. And I've got 5 of these pages back here on my desk. And basically what I'm giving away at the end here is 2 hours of free coaching, either real estate coaching, going green, personal development, or computing support. Might be social media marketing, whatever. And you will get that as a combination from me, my son, my daughter, who do websites. Zach might help you. It's your choice, the 2 hours. You can combine it however you want. But I've only got 5 pages back there. You need to sign it. You need to give it back to me. If you want a record, you need to take your cell phone and click off a record so you've got my signature on there and the date. Actually, I need to sign it. And then we can start from that and give you 2 hours of free coaching. Okay? I had somebody call me up just the other day and said, Dan, I want to get on some coaching with you. And I said, well, you can start off at the $15 an hour and get in our group coaching. And it's on Saturdays, so we're not having one today. We're doing this instead. And he said, well, my Saturdays are booked. I really can't do that. I said, well, the next breakdown there is like $50. You can do that. And he is. But here's an opportunity to do it for free for 2 hours. Okay? So, we're going to go ahead and start off with some of this information here. I'm going to extend it because I really think that Terry might be late. We'll see. Okay? Due diligence. I don't think I hung it on the board. Anybody signed up on the website and paid to get in here? Did you happen to notice when you signed up on the website anything about due diligence on there? It talked about if you're paying there underneath, read the due diligence. Did you notice that?
If it was there, I didn't notice it.
Okay. Maybe I need to put that on the top and the payment button on the bottom. Thank you.
I didn't think that.
Was it a PayPal payment button? Okay, yeah. Because it said there, if you're paying, that's an acknowledgement that you have read the disclosure and understand that what we're doing here tonight or today is basically information and entertainment. Okay, when I first saw that disclosure information from Linda's lawyer, and she gave me a copy and said, here, Dan, you can modify and use it. I went, great, do it. And it said entertainment. I thought, well, that's interesting because I've had a number of REIA speakers say, you know, these people come here like it's entertainment. It's like they're not really serious about doing something. Well, you really shouldn't be. This isn't the place to do something really serious. If somebody's going to give you a contract and say, hey, you want to sign up for this thing, it's $30,000, you shouldn't be doing that. Okay, your due diligence is to, yes, is to spend some time talking to other people who have gone, looking on the internet, trying to find out, you know, is this somebody I can trust? Is this somebody I want to work with? How difficult is it to do due diligence? Well, you get to Google and you type in Alan Goldman scam. And if you see a bunch of stuff on there, then you probably better do some more research. If you don't see any, you should still do some research. But the first thing that's going to show you is if you see a bunch of stuff about people feeling like they got ripped off and they want their money back, you need to think seriously about where you're going. Okay? That's the due diligence. There it is, the PayPal. There's a PayPal button here. The due diligence is right down here. And you clicked on that, but you didn't really see this. So maybe I need to put the PayPal button down here and force people to read it and then do that. So thank you for telling me that.
The yellow brings you right.
He brings you right there. You go, oh, okay, quick. Okay. And see, this is why it's so important to work with people and ask questions and do what we're doing. This is how we learn. And, you know, even from the last meeting, we had somebody came back and said, hey, I got this thing, and they wanted $25,000 out of me, and it's getting really expensive, and I don't want it. What can you do? And I said, it's your responsibility. I'm here to bring people in, but I'm not going to do every bit of due diligence, and I can't protect you, and I can't save you. You got to deal with it. That's why I'm saying, even when you go to a 2-day boot camp, and it's only $100, at the end they're going to say, now it's time to sign up for the $25,000. And if you do it today, you're going to get a deal. Okay? Right? Have you heard that before? Never, right. You probably get as good a deal or even better if you say no and come back in a week or a month or whatever. So just don't be fooled by that. You need to do that due diligence. You really do. I see too many people. I've got a property in Ohio, a perfect example. 100 people got ripped off by an investor, lawyer, and contractor. The lawyer got caught after 5 years heading off to Mexico, and caught him at the border, and now he's in jail. Okay? And everybody's like, yay, but nobody's going to get their money back. You know, Ohio will, because they're going to use all the taxpayers' money to get all the lawyers they can to confiscate whatever property and money. There'll be nothing left over for an investor, I guarantee you. Nothing. So it's very important on due diligence. So let's talk a little bit about, does anybody have any questions on due diligence before we move on? Okay. LegalZoom. Anything that you hear up here from anybody, if they tell you, this is the best there is, or I'm the best there is, I got news. The President of the United States is the best there is, just marginally for them to get in office. And by the time they're in office, even the people that voted for the President would admit that they voted for the President. Okay? Right? Isn't that how it goes?
40% rating right now.
Yeah. So, you know, if I tell you LegalZoom is great, well, it's only great for me and what I need, okay, at this point in my life. It may not be great for you at all. But you can go on there, you can look at these different links that we've got on the website, and you can see, well, okay, there's LegalZoom. Where is it? LegalZoom, right there. There's Rocket Lawyer, there's Legal Forms. A lot of things out there that you can use to do different things. The reason that I like LegalZoom is because if you were to go to this review and listen to what they said, they basically said, this company doesn't just provide forms, because if you go to a company that just provides forms and you have to fill them all out, you're going to have to know all to do and what to do and send it where, and you know, it gets pretty involved. What's your time worth? LegalZoom did it all. They fill out forms, pay the money. We created some LLCs. This is recently, and this is the Alana Lee LLC. Okay, she's your registration. She's my daughter out there. Okay, doing the registration. And you can look at this and see what's in here. I think the least expensive LLC is like $69, but then you have to register. You got to do a lot of other stuff. By the time I got through, it might have been closer to $500. But they did it all. It was on my doorstep in 3 or 4 days, and I actually got to it before my dogs did. My son wasn't so lucky. He just got something yesterday, and the dogs had it all over the yard this morning. Okay? So what I'm saying is, for me, at this point in my life, this works for me. There's other places to go, so again, you need to do your due diligence. But basically what I'm doing is I'm going, okay, let's see, my dogs go to college. Could have saved for that. Could have, should have, would have. But we got to do something now. It's time to scramble. And so I'm making a Michael F.B. LLC and Alana Lee LLC. We're going to start putting properties into those. And I'm going to get a 401k, a solo 401k for each of them. Put stuff into that. I've already got a Michael Alana LLC in which we're doing loans out of that for rehabs at 10%. Okay? So these are different things that you can do with your kids and still maintain control. You look at this and you go, well, you know, how am I going to get any kind of sense of security if I invest into this, Dan? This is her thing. It's her thing. I set this up so she gets 98% of the assets. I don't want the money. I want her to learn how to make the money, right? You teach somebody how to fish, okay? But who controls it? There's 3 ways to control it. Whoever has the largest percentage makes the decisions. Not going there. 3 people, you got to have more than 1 person for an LLC to be not a sole proprietorship. You don't want that. It's not going to be a good tax advantage, and a lot of problems with that. You want at least 2 people in there. So my wife and I are in there, and we're in there with 1/3 of the control each. So we all have 1/3. Nothing happens unless all 3 agree. Dad, I want to get you and Mom out of here, and I want my boyfriend to be in there. Not happening. You can have the money, but you're going to have to hang in there and show me that you can be responsible and do something with this and learn how to do it and grow it, and then we're out. Okay? So these are things you want to do for yourself. They're things you want to do for your kids if you have any kids, and there are places to go do this. So LegalZoom. Solar 401ks. If you're making much money and you're under 59.5, which I'm not, everything I want to do wants to be tax-free now in a self-directed IRA, okay, because I can pull the cash out all day long, tax-free. The advantage of being an old fund, right? So, you want to consider where you are as you're getting involved in these entities, because they're not that difficult. Somebody came in here at our last meeting and said, Dan, I want to go out and I want to do this real estate stuff. I want to buy properties. I want to sell. I have to form all these corporations and things first before I do anything. The truth is, you really don't have to, but you should. And it's really inexpensive if you do it right. I got my first LLC, which was National Home Buyers, 10 years ago from LegalZoom, and then I let companies who were LLC companies and asset management companies and everything else scare me into thinking, oh, if you deal with them and you get sued, you're going to be so sorry, you're going to lose everything. So I went ahead and dumped them and went with them, and I paid $450 just every single year since, $460, just for somebody to call me and go, okay, we're doing your minutes. Thank you. $460? Yeah. Thank you. I went back to LegalZoom and I said, you know what they're charging me? And they laughed and said, you can do that for free. We do have a form that's $69, and we make sure it's exactly like that state wants, but you don't have to pay $460. And if I'm going to start having more of this kind of stuff, I need to figure out how to start controlling the costs and not be throwing all the stuff away. Okay? So, any questions on, yes?
Are you doing California corporations, or are you doing Nevada? Or
$800 for every LLC in California.
yeah, it's expensive.
They get enough of my property taxes. They get enough of my income taxes. They get enough of my insurance living up on West Camille Cielo because it's high fire. They're even charging now, not only are the insurance companies saying, no, we won't insure you, and the insurance that we'll give you through Fair Plan will be $6,000. That's really fair. I like the name. Per year, $6,000? Okay, great. Insult, injury. I don't want to give $800 to California after getting gouged that much when I don't even do the business here. All the businesses and rentals outside of California. So the nice thing about LegalZoom, and some of the other companies might have this too, is that I can go to different lawyers in different states, just like, remember prepaid legal?
Oh, yeah.
And what are they calling it now? Legal Shield. Okay? So, I was on that for a while. I was not happy. I'm much happier with this, and I've already contacted a few different lawyers in different states for different issues I've got with different properties, and it's all boom, boom, boom. It's just all happening faster than I can even keep up with it. So I'm happy. It's working for me. Okay? That answer your question?
What state are you typically in?
Nevada. The 2 best states are Nevada and Delaware, as far as, you know, if you're operating outside of California. Now, if I had a restaurant on State Street and I wanted it to be an LLC because you want to have many things divided up, you know, if you go to Tahoe and you go skiing at Heavenly Valley, And you get on the ski lift, guess what? That ski lift is an LLC. The next ski lift you get on is a different LLC. The next one is a different LLC. Why? Because if somebody hurts themselves, they only get to sue one ski lift, nothing else. Okay? So, not California. Okay? Nevada, I'm doing, I've got a lawyer there that does Nevada. She's licensed for Nevada and California through LegalZoom. And I've already got a request in. I've got my documents on my joint venture properties that I'm doing. Okay? And I've got Sheridan here. She's working with me on the coaching stuff that we're doing, and she's thinking about going that direction, so I gave her some general documents. But I am sending those general documents through LegalZoom to the attorney in Las Vegas to have her go through those, and there's no charge except for what I'm paying per year for up to 10 pages. Anything over 10 pages, you're going to pay something extra. Okay? So she'll come back and we'll see what she has to say about it. She'll probably say, you mean people actually sign this? How do you get free properties? Every time I talk to somebody, they go, you get free property? How do you get free properties? Well, you know, free properties can be good sometimes, and they can be really bad other times. If you get a free property that the value is way less than the mortgage, well, of course somebody's going to want to give it to you. Okay? So, you need to check out what you're doing. Make sure you want to go there. Okay. Yes?
Series of LLCs? Have you been doing any series?
No, I've thought about it where, you know, you can do a number of things within an LLC. They're still kind of separate. And they probably could tell you, me and you, a lot more about that as we dig into it and talk to the different lawyers. But I haven't. Although, you know, that's not to say I never would, because I don't know enough about it.
Would you not mind giving a quick breakdown of what LegalZoom does?
Well, they do a lot of, you know, most of this up here is in regards to documents, okay? And the document forms, like the joint venture documents that I'm doing on the properties that I do, the rent-ready properties, they aren't even on LegalZoom, but I found those type of documents on legal forms. So rather than paying a lot here, I just paid for those particular forms from that company, downloaded it, and then modified it. Well, as soon as I modify it to how I want it to be, that doesn't mean it's legal. That doesn't mean it's going to pass, you know. So
LegalZoom.
I'm gonna give it to LegalZoom attorneys. It's not really LegalZoom's attorneys; they just directly do different attorneys here and there. Okay. So it looks to me like I've got a lock up here in my computer. It's doing weird things. Let's see. There we go. Okay. There we go. Okay. So, whoops. So NHB LLC. These are coaching. This is information about coaching. I do coaching. The person that paid me $50 and said I can't make it Saturday, so I'll pay you $50. He said, Dan, why on earth are you charging $15 an hour? He said, that's why you charge us a little. And I said, well, that's what my coach said. We had Paul Fink here a few months back. He's a personal development coach. And he, you know, they basically said the same thing. Dan, people aren't going to take it seriously. They're not going to do anything with it because they got nothing to lose, so they're just not going to show up. And you're not making any money. And I said, okay, thank you for sharing. I got it. Well, I know that people pay a lot of money and don't show up. That's why so many people are selling tapes and DVDs and everything else. It's because they know that most of it's going to sit on the shelf and go nowhere. They're making money. Okay? I don't care. I'm building something up. We'll see where it goes. There's different rates on there for different things. So you can be on a group call or you can be on a one-on-one call. Doesn't matter to me. But it's a nice way to start because you can kind of get in and see, well, wow, what's going on. One of the things that I use is Podio, which is the same company that makes GoToMeeting, video conferencing. And it's a way to organize your businesses and the different things that you've got going on. And you would see that if you were going through some of the coaching stuff, $15 an hour. Okay. Now we're going to get into the entertainment section. Investing in your future. I'm just about done, and I'll put John up here. I was looking at some things the other day, and you know, I talked before about you guys really got to get automated in whatever your business is, because if you don't automate, your competition is going to automate you out of business. Okay? Emails, websites, social media, whatever. You go down to Home Depot and there's nobody there to check you out. There's a machine that says, hey, just scan it yourself. What's happening with gas? When our kids were younger, we went to Oregon, we pulled in to get some gas, and our kids started screaming. I said, what are you screaming about? They said, somebody's outside doing something to our car. I said, they're putting gas in it. Nobody puts gas in your car. I said, not in California they don't, but they do in Oregon, okay? It's all automated in California, right? Nobody's gassing your car anymore. Okay, so this is all about automation. Who is going to be your competitor in the future? 2020, Avatar, you saw the movie, probably. How many people saw the movie? Okay. You know, these movies that come out, you think, well, they make this movie, and then these crazy people actually go out and do it. I think what really happens is they're doing it, and they make the movie. We just don't know where it really came from, because these people have been doing this for a while. So they're talking about, you know, robotics, copying the human body, eventually making an avatar where you could put the human brain in an avatar body, because we're all going to wear out, right? And you're thinking, my God, who would want to be my brain? Is life really that important that you'd want to do that? That I'm just going to check out and let it go? Well, you know, it's a matter of, do you need to do anything about this? No, this is the entertainment section. Go to the site, 2045.com, check it out. This is no joke. They're serious. This is headed up by an organization in Russia. And they've got meetings in America, and there's scientists worldwide, and they're all doing this stuff. And it starts off, you see people with the prosthetic hands and feet. Well, it's just moving on. Okay? Who's going to be the competition? The people with the money. Who are they asking money for to support this? Billionaires. 1,625 billionaires on the planet. By the time we get to 2045, there'll be trillionaires, and they'll probably be inside of some of this stuff. And they'll have computers working integrated with their existing brain, and we're supposed to compete with that? I don't have the money. Can I at least get in there and sweep the floor? Oh, I'm human. I'm totally human. Oh, I'm a bad risk because I'm totally human. I'm unstable. We'll see what the future has to hold. Okay. So we're going to get John in here. I think he snuck off on us. And there he is. You're back there. Okay. There you are. And we're going to move on. Does anybody have any questions for me before we move on? No? No? Okay. Go have some fun. You can check this out later when you get home. It's on the website. We've got a link there now. And John, I want to thank John.
Can we take like a 5-minute break?
Yeah.
I need to go.
What we're going to do is we'll take a 5-minute break. You guys will get some more food, some more wine. We're going to make sure his system works. And then we'll do that. Okay?